Happy loot.
Alright you gaming folks, let's talk about the Corsair's Harpoon gaming mouse. Product link is in the description below. The Harpoon mouse is Corsair's latest addition to its line of gaming mice. The price of the mouse is a super wallet-friendly $30. Of course, a few compromises had to be made. However, if you're looking for a more premium mouse, then check out my review on the M65 Pro. It's made up of mostly plastic and rubber materials, but the benefit to having been made mostly of plastic is that it allows the mouse to weigh in at 85 grams. And do not let the materials and weight detract you from the quality of this mouse. It feels solid on the hands. Overall, the materials give the mouse a premium feel that is contrary to the materials themselves. Having said that, the rubber grips adorn the left and right sides of the mouse. It's easy for you to grip your mouse and lift it to move around during those intense twitch games. Even though this mouse is on the budget side of pricing, Corsair added extra details such as triangle textures to the rubber sides to enhance grip. I hate to admit this, but I don't have huge hands and I was able to use this mouse with ease. Sorry lefties, you're out of luck with this one, but if you really want a Corsair mouse, then the next best thing is the Qatar mouse, which happens to be ambidextrous. The only downside is that it costs a little bit more, 40 bucks. The size of the mouse and button placement make it perfect for folks who like to grip their mouse with claw or fingertip style. The only thing that gets me is the placement and size of the forward and back buttons for the thumb. I always take an extra second to figure out the location of those buttons. The buttons feel somewhat recessed under the left side of the mouse. I think what can improve this is making the buttons either larger or less recessed under the left mouse button. Speaking of buttons, the buttons on this mouse use on-run switches that are rated for 20 million clicks. The clicks for the left, middle, and right buttons not only give a satisfying tactile feedback, but the sound is just right. Other than the issue I had previously mentioned about the forward and back buttons, they too gave satisfying feedback. The scroll wheel has a subtle notched scroll which I like, but for some, it may be on the light side. What good is a mouse if you can't track your movements very well? Well, I'm happy to report this mouse is no slouch despite its price tag. It's got a variable DPI setting that ranges from 250 all the way to 6000 DPI that you can program in the Corsair Utility Engine software. The Q software makes it dead simple to adjust the DPI presets with any RGB color to your liking. In addition, you can customize all the mouse buttons except the left click for obvious reasons. As with all Corsair RGB products, this mouse has a couple of preset lighting effects that include rainbow, color shift, colors pulse, static, and lighting link. One of the things that Corsair did to keep costs down was to only include a single RGB lighting zone. The downside to this is that most of the time you won't see this RGB lighting since your palm will be covering it. Also, when you're switching DPI settings on the fly, you won't really know which one you've selected since the selected DPI can be tied to an RGB color. A small RGB indicator on the DPI selector would have been nice, but I understand at this price point, some things had to be left out. Gaming with the Harpoon has been a pleasure, especially given the high prices of high-end RGB mice alternatives. I tested it on games like Diablo 3, CSGO, The Division, and Rainbow Six Siege. With the amount of clicking I do in Diablo 3, the mouse did not even break a sweat. Games like Diablo 3 do not require super accurate aiming, so having a higher DPI setting helps if you're trying to click on different mobs in a hurried fashion. Whereas FPS games like CSGO and R6 Siege benefit greatly from being able to go from sniping to sweeping movements using the adjustable DPI button. The only negative is that there is one button for DPI selection, which means you have to fully cycle through all your DPI settings to get back to where you were. Bummer! The Division's game mechanics is sort of a balance between Diablo 3 and CSGO. You still must aim, but you don't have to exercise your twitch reflexes by using a higher DPI setting. Therefore, switching DPI on the fly isn't nearly as useful as it is in CSGO. All in all, this mouse is a great buy for most gaming situations, with the exception of maybe MMO or MOBA type games. If you can live with a few of the Harpoon shortcomings such as not being able to adjust weight, having a single RGB lighting zone, and a single DPI selector, then this is the mouse for you. The combination of price, look, and feel overcome any of the Harpoon shortcomings. Therefore, the Corsair Harpoon is a no-brainer. It's a good buy in my book. Hit like button if you like this. Subs if you loved us. Please leave us a comment. We love to hear your thoughts. That's it for me. I'm Kank for Happy Loot. See you next time.